My business is not a charity. I'm there to make money. And I make it very vivid to all my teams. It's like, this is our mission, guys. 4 simple core values. Crazy kindness, aggressive follow-up, fanatical excellence, and unbreakable integrity. That's how our field operates, our office operates. How does these people that are so successful, how do they move? Competition creates growth, right? The first time ever that somebody inflicted pain in me in a man. Yeah, I looked at his eyes and I'm like, whoa, you're like me.
No, bro, es que
whenever you hire someone or partner up with someone, business partner, even more. If they have the competence, the initiative, and the integrity, that's a good employee.
a lot of people in our company do really, really well. Like historically, who is the top loan officer in our company? And you know who that is?
How you would prevent from raising spoiled kids.
Your children will do not what you say, but what you do. Your children will learn from not what you say, but what they see you doing.
Help them to continue to honor, uplift, protect, support.
The more attached people are to money, the less wealthy they become. And the least attached, or the more desensitized the people are from money, the more God can entrust them with. Because
The first time you came, Chris, no sé si te acuerdas, but it was in San Diego. I can't remember if it was in San Diego or in LA.
San Diego.
You spoke about, and I have it, but I don't. And you spoke about like the qualities that you look for people. And one of them was initiative. I know that for a fact. Pero no me acuerdo. Would you mind?
yeah, so it's competence, integrity, initiative. Competence, initiative, integrity. Those 3 things. So whenever you hire someone or partner up with someone, business partner, even more. But even employees, if they have the competence and the initiative but no integrity, be careful. They'll rob you, right? And if they have the competence and the integrity but no initiative, they'll make you go bankrupt too. Because they're going to be lazy butts and just on the couch, taking a seat in your office, wasting utilities. But if they have the competence, the initiative, and the integrity, that's a good employee. Yeah. Or a good partner. Business partners, even more. Business partners, for me, is 4 things. 1, competence. They have to bring something to the table, whether it's money, value, sweat equity, whatever. The initiative, the integrity, and the favor of God with them. You know, if they don't serve the same God that I want to partner up, I don't want to partner up with them. I don't want to do business with someone who's unevenly yoked. Because it's not, I tried it. Doesn't work out. Yeah. People that don't know God are after the money. And they see money as a piece of meat. Just like, and they savor that money, you know? But when we give our life to God and we make God first, and we're not so hungry for that money, that allows us to see people for who they are and not be like numbers or, you know. So then, like Andy was saying, he closed it up beautifully today. He said, you talked about you here because you like to help people. So we are in the business of building relationships. That's our business, you know, and in the business of sales. We can't. If we were to ask someone listening, hey, how good are you at sales? Oh, no, I think of a carsman. When I think about sales, I'm not good at it. Like, damn, that sucks that you just said that. Because I think everyone's a salesperson. And my wife is a homestay mother. And she has to be a great salesperson to be able to sell good morals and principles of God and even our family and traditions into our children. By making them laugh and be gracious and kind and gentle as she speaks. So you got to be a great salesperson. You know, like right now, I'm selling myself to you guys. You guys are selling yourselves to me. There's always sales happening, whether we know it or not. You're like, but what's the sell right now? What are you trying to sell to us? I ain't trying to sell nothing right now, but myself. I want you to like me because I'm a relationship builder. So that's what you said at the end, but it was beautiful. It was like powerful. Yeah.
It was interesting that you shared that when you were talking about the piece of meat. What? The piece of meat. And how people were like, with the money. And I shared a little bit about how I have allowed God into my home and into my heart, into my marriage after a merge.
So good.
And I really have been reading the word. And what I love about it is that I could, when I speak about it, like learning it so that I can speak about it. And so what comes to mind when you share that is there's a parable of the rich fool.
Yes.
And I read it to my children. Have you heard the parable of the rich fool? I shared it with you. So the parable of the rich fool is there's this farmer. Y una vez su tierra le da mucho más. He gives them more yield than what he's used to. So then he thinks to himself, like, man, what am I going to do with all these crops? And he goes, I know what I'll do. I'll tear down my barns. I'll build bigger ones so that I can store my surplus and then I can relax. So then I share that with my children because it says that he who stores the riches for himself is a fool, basically. So yo le dije, and then he who fails to basically like for the righteousness of the Lord. So then I share that with my kids. Y les digo, now I've been like, what does that mean to you? So I'll just read it and try to give a little bit of context in a way that they can kind of understand it, because sometimes the words are complex. And now it's interesting to see my kids be like, So my little one's really good at like picking it up. She's like, well, Dad, to me, that means that like if you focus on making money for yourself and you're not about God, then it's not going to go well for you.
Yes.
So it's been really powerful to lead with that, to have that in the center.
Yeah, I think for in our household at least, and I'm sure you can probably relate, Chris. It's been more like what I share, like the truth over feelings. And one of our pastors at our church, who's kind of coached me and my wife, he even talks about like an argument sometimes where it's like just go to the word. Like, like doesn't matter your feelings, what you think, go to the word, because that's the truth.
We can shift it a little bit. You reminded me of a combo I had with Andy. I don't remember when we had it, but about maybe today during lunch, about, hey, we're here to make money. If you see me in my office, I'm there to make money, and make no mistake, I'm there to make money. I'm not there to make more friends. I'm not there so we can have a great lunch together. I'm there to make money. And my company is not a charity. My company is a company that produces high yield for my investments in it. And I make it very vivid to all my teams. It's like, this is our mission, guys. 4 simple core values: crazy kindness, aggressive follow-up, fanatical excellence, and unbreakable integrity. That's how our field operates, our office operates. But make no mistake of our kindness, because we ain't gonna give you a job if you're not competent, if you don't have initiative, you're not integrous. If you're missing one of those and you need help, I have a nonprofit that we opened up 14 years ago, and we fund it, and we'll help you through it. What do you need? Pay your rent? We'll pay for your rent. Your mortgage, if I see good fruit in that person. But my business is not a charity. So sometimes it's important that we understand the word of God is very clear, that a good steward means also conducting good business. And that we don't confuse relationship, because we're relationship builders. Jesus came, the first thing he did was what? He impacted the whole world. But he did what? The first thing he did when he started his ministry, he went around walking around in his vehicle all the time, a mule, whatever it was, and made 12 best of friends.
Mm-hmm.
And then with those 12 friends, he discipled them and impacted the whole world. So he's a relationship God, right? He teaches us that. Like, we got to work with relationships. So my people in my company, they love me. Just like I see you guys love Andy and love each other. Now we love each other. We're down for each other, but we're serious about our business and about making a lot of money together. So that's something that that we always need to keep in mind, because I didn't have that in the beginning of my business. I treated it as a charity, because we're making money, doing great. Oh yeah, my business partner, my older brother, is my business partner for one of my companies, and his son, my nephew, who I love, we do lunch, same restaurant every year. Love him. He needed a job. 19 years old, wanted a job, didn't want to go to school. So, I talked to my brother, but I said he wants a job. Yeah, just give him a job. Where do we put him? So we put him in the office and maybe shadow me. And I said, no, put him in the field and pick the hardest job that we have and break him. And they're like, what? And Juan, his dad, is like, field? I'm like, yeah. Don't you want him to get broken? If it was my son, I'll do the same thing. He goes, all right. Like, what are you thinking, bro? For a junior. I said, well, don't we have a job? We're doing a commercial building. We're doing all the fencing. Who's digging up all those holes? Oh, we got an auger. Take the dogger, give him a pick and a shovel. No gloves. I can do that all day. One lunch, no breaks. And he's like, damn, good idea, bro. We put him to work, junior. First week, comes to pick up his check. He says my signature on it, comes into my office. Hey, uncle, we have a great relationship. We got a great relationship. I've nurtured that relationship with him. And he goes, hey, I want to talk to you. You know, what's up, mijo? He goes, so during that first week, the superintendent that was overseeing that job called Juan and said, hey, I think we're pushing him too much. His hands are like full of blisters. Like, we'll just get him some gloves. And Juan said, no. Get him harder. He's your son. He goes, I'm telling you, get him harder. We want to break him. He doesn't want to go to school, teach him a lesson. So he goes, hey, uncle, look at my hands. You guys make no exception for family in this company, I see. And I'm like, how mijo? Why should we make an exception for you, man? Make you a sirve para nada or what? No, you don't want to go to school. That's how it's going to be. Or what, can you run this company? Replace me. If you can, I'll give you my job. Can you? No, well, I went to school. I have a 4-year degree. And I work very hard day and night. You know, he's like, oh, man. Well, am I going to get promoted? I'm like, if you earn your way out, yeah, you get promoted. You can be superintendent one day, a project manager. But you got to earn your way up. So 4 weeks later, he finished that job. He dug all the holes. The superintendent said, I can't believe he's not quitting. And he went back to school. You know, is working and getting his degree. But I don't know why I went into that combo, but it's like, we don't make exceptions. Like, you know, it's not because I like him, but I love him. Yeah. If he calls me right now, I'll fly somewhere to go help him. He's my nephew, my first nephew ever. I love him. I held him. My brother and his wife divorced, and I got to be a father model for him for a long time. And to do that, it was crushing me. You know, I was like, what? But it's the way we got, like my daughters. You know, I'm going on a tangent here, but they belong to this public school and it was a private school, and only rich people went there, you know, could afford it or whatever, you know, people do well. And she comes to home and she's like, hey, you know, Daddy, I want some shoes, some Valentinos, I want this and that. It's like, everybody has them. I want shoes like this, not like that. And I'm like, yeah, what's wrong with your shoes? And she goes like, no, it's because my friends they say I'm not cool if I don't wear this kind of shoes. Like, I'm not part of the cool girls. Y le dije, I'm going to buy you none of that. He goes, well, we're wealthy, Daddy. Like, we can afford it, right? I'm like, yeah, we can. Who's wearing those shoes? He gave me some names. And I happened to coach a couple of lads. I'm like, baby, I'm not going to tell you nothing, but I knew they were, respectfully, not saying no names, but they were both rich, car poor and house poor. And they're working for the house and the car. And I'm like, baby, I'm going to tell you something. I said, we can buy you more shoes than any of those people. I said, but I will never buy you something because they have, if you want something, I'll buy them for you. And she cried because she was having trouble getting accepted in that school because it was a temporary thing because we homeschool. And long story short, we didn't buy her anything. But 6 months later, you know, we would do daughter dates. I took her on a date and I took her to Nordstrom's. And I said, hey, baby, today's going to be a good date for you. I said, I'm going to take you whatever restaurant you want, and I'm going to take you buy whatever you want. Like, no limits. He goes, oh, what can I go? Can we go in and out? Girl, somewhere nice. You know, like Mr. A's or Chris's. He's like, no, I want in and out. Can you take a go gourmet burger? Gourmet burger. I'll take it to a place. So I took her to a nice place to eat. Then I took her to Nordstrom. I said, get all the shoes you want. I don't care. She started looking at the prices. $450, $350. She's like, $600. She's like, oh my God, Daddy, this is a lot of money. So what? I could buy you all the shoes. All of them I could buy. Pick as many as you want. She picked 2 shoes. And she's like, no, Daddy, that's a lot of money. We can't do more than that. We can. No, I'm good. Didn't you want shoes like your friends? I'm telling you, you could afford way more. But now you haven't asked for them. Now you don't need them because of them. Now I'm telling you, we can, babe. So I gave her a lesson, you know. I teach my children.
That's so good, Chris.
You know.
That's so good. You know, I hadn't found so one thing that I don't even know if I can put it into words. Pero cuando yo de niño, mis papás, con lo que tenían, me daban todo.
Yeah.
Entonces, yo pedía, me lo daban. Pedía, me lo daban. At least that's what it felt like. O sea, nunca me faltó nada. And until my youngest sister was born, I was the baby. So there was a big gap. So I was the baby for a long time. Entonces, yo siempre sentía que me daban todo. Y no me sentía como pediche, but for my 8th grade graduation, they bought me an ATV.
Oh, come on.
And to say that by the time that I became an adult, I had to finish paying it off. So now as a parent, like yo tengo mis hijas y la primera la tuve a los 20 años. Entonces, I had to grow up alongside my wife. And now as a parent, the story that you just shared, like for me, it's like, okay, she's really good. I've had to teach her how to negotiate just so that I could like at least have her. She'll come up to me with a cart, with the Amazon. She'll say, Dad, look at this. I want to buy this. So una vez, me llegó, she likes to do nails.
How old is she?
She's 11.
Oh, nice.
So she likes to do nails. Entonces, I had to start teaching her something because I'm like, how can I, like, I don't know if it was bothersome, pero sentía como que me pedía. And I didn't know how to handle it, right? And even now I'm asking for advice, but I had to say, okay, mija, look, tell me why you want that. Oh no, pues, I don't know. Because I like it. I want to do nails. So you can look. I'm gonna teach you a skill, how to negotiate. Like I can buy it for you, no problem, you know.
Huh.
But that doesn't serve you anything. Like you want it. There's difference between want and need. So then I started going down that rabbit hole. It's like, what's in it for me? Like let's negotiate.
Yeah.
She was like, well, Dad, like I don't know. I was like, well, what? Why should I buy you that? Entonces, le dije, let me give you an example. You should buy me this, Dad, so that the next time that my cousins come over, I can do their nails and charge them all $40.
Wow.
That's an example.
Wow.
So she was like, okay. So then, okay, why should I buy you this? And she was like, well. So that was that instance. And she was like, okay, what if you like massages, right? Yeah, okay, I like massages. What if you buy me this monomer and I get you 2 30-minute massages? And I was like, can I negotiate an additional 30 minutes each? Yeah, okay, cool. We have a deal. So then I've had to find creative ways like that.
That's so good, bro.
To at least filter the ask. Because I feel like it was like, no sé cómo explicarlo, pero como que no sé cómo navegar esa lesson de cómo le enseño.
Oh, that's great. You did phenomenal, bro. I think that was great. Did you guys think it was great?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's interesting to hear you share that. Because I would want to know more on how, like, some of your parenting frameworks on how you, I guess for lack of better words, how you would prevent from raising spoiled kids.
Yeah. I mentioned about at the conference today, the meeting today, about how Otto von Bismarck invented retirement, right? So I would say to someone who wants to just enjoy their wealth and travel, and like I love London, like I really like Europe, and I specifically like London, and I have no trouble moving to London. Like I would actually, it would be nice. I could sell everything I got, my companies, and just leave the real estate. I don't have to work for a day in my life with my family, and they be really good life in any country. But that would be wicked for me to do. That'd be wicked. I use the word wicked. I hardly ever use it. That'd be wicked. That's such a wicked thing to do, such a selfish thing to do. Chris Aguilar would be so selfish if I do that. Because it's not about me. It's not even about my kids. It's about the kingdom of God. Continue to build churches. Save more people. Like my life is being transformed. Like your life's being transformed. You said it and emerge. Whoa, there's people before me, before I got there, that bought that ranch, costed millions of dollars, and gave. So you could have that experience. When I went for the first time 15 years ago, I could have that experience. And now I get to participate. And I see, now we're opening one in Florida, in Trump's, one of Trump's buildings that he's hosting us. And, we're going to open up one there in Palm Beach. We're blowing up one of probably the biggest church in our country right now. And it's a church of honor, a church of the Holy Spirit, so it's like, again, I'll be selfish, but I'll be selfish and wicked to my children. Come back to the children. Because imagine if I do that. Go to Europe. My daughter loves theater. She practices theater. She's great at it. And her endeavor is to play in the Theatre of London in Cambridge. And it's known as reputable theater And they actually invented the play Matilda there. You guys know the play Matilda? Yeah, so they came up with that play there, and she loved it. She's played it here in the States as a second position. And she loves it. So it'd be nice to go there. But then I die, 100 years from now I die. And then they keep what we built, Denise and I, and then I will be hurting them because I will never model. See, your children will do not what you say, but what you do. Your children will learn from not from what you say, but what they see you doing. Like, if you think about it, how we learned, did we learn and say, hey, no hagas esto, carajo? Una chancla y te voy. No. I learned from watching my father busting his butt, working hard to support us, being an entrepreneur, being a good Christian, being a good husband, my mother being a great wife, modeling that. That's what I have in my heart. And that's why I think I have a good hustle, because I have a good upbringing, you know? So it's important that we involve them in the business. Like, not because we can, we go do. No, that we do what's right for the sake of them growing as who they are. Like, for example, my son was being bullied in school. We have him in school right now because we just had a baby, so our kids went to school. Because it's hard to homeschool with like a brand new baby. It's hard for my wife. So my son was getting bullied in school, my son Chris, and because for whatever reason, and he wanted to flex a little bit. He goes, hey, so can we do a party in my house so you can see I have a big house and then they can like me? I said, no party at the house. We have parties like every day every week at our house. And if he would have asked for a different reason, I would have said, heck yeah. But he said, because I want him to know I'm cool. You know, so we said no. We didn't have the party. We didn't allow him to have the party. And I sat down and I talked to him, son, money doesn't make you. You know, it's what's in here. What's in here. You're smart. You're an Aguilar. And you know, you should work a way how to them to like you. You become better at sports, man. Work out with me more. I'm already working out with you. He's 7 years old. You will work out harder. Play better football, better soccer, son. You know, let's go play more baseball. Let's practice more. So they like you. People, we bond, men bond with sports. I guided him back to the right way. You know, so it's like the easiest things, but yeah, son, we bring a big party. Hey, let's get a payasito. Let's get balloons. Let's make it more epic than all their friends so they love my son. And let's buy everybody gifts that nobody's buying to them. And yeah, they'll probably like him. That's the easy way out as a parent. So what you do with your daughter, bro, or your son, is great.
No, y la chiquita está más pesada. Like, so she has that initiative, the little one, and she's more aggressive. You know, so she does jiu-jitsu, the 6-year-old.
Where did she do that?
Mande? Oh, I thought you said why. Why you did say why? So last week she comes home, cansada. You know, you can tell when kids are tired, like they're ready for bed. It's just tired. She comes home. She does it on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But she gets home tired from school, so she'll take a nap. Then I started thinking, like, this kid's taking a nap on purpose. Like, she never takes a nap. And only on Jiu-Jitsu Tuesday, she starts taking a nap. So that night she gets home, and I can see that she was just tired. And she's just moping around. She's like, it's because I want to quit Jiu-Jitsu. It's because I don't know why I have to do Jiu-Jitsu. So then my wife and I just look at each other like, and like this, and I'm like, you got it or I got it? And then she's like, she gives me the, I got it. Okay. So then she handles that in that moment, that night. Every morning I get to take them to school. So then I usually drop off the older one, and then her and I get 5 minutes of alone time while I drive to the next school. So when we dropped off our older one that morning, there was like a security guard kind of like walking to school, and he was wearing like an orange vest. She goes, Papi, do you know why they have an orange vest? It's because so that if ever any bad guys get to the school, they don't know that he's a security guard. They're just going to think that he's like a regular person. She's like, oh, that's interesting, baby. And then so I'm like, hey, I noticed that last night you were a little upset about jiu-jitsu. Like, can we talk about it? She goes, yeah. Le dije, listen, baby, I know that it's tiring. I know that you have a busy day, you have a long day, and sometimes you get home tired. Le dije, I'm going to give you 3 reasons why I think it's a good idea for you not to quit jiu-jitsu. So I said, number 1, it's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to test you. So if I let you quit, the next time you face some adversity, you're going to choose the easy way out. Le dije, Daddy lets you quit right now. I'm giving you my permission to quit. I'm not going to give you my permission to quit. Le dije, the second one, you're being tested So we had watched a very soundbite of a Bet David interview where he was talking about testing his children and when they go at it, and he's like, okay, let's see which one breaks first. So I called her over and I'm like, look, listen to this. And he was talking about how he'll see which kid breaks first. Yeah, I got you. You know what? So he'll tell one, look, well, he wins because you let him beat you. Next time, don't let him beat you, and then you'll win. So I wanted her to hear that because her sister knows how to get her stem. So then I was like, you remember that video I watched? Like, yes, okay, you're being tested, baby. Like every day that you go to the mats, you're supposed to get tested. Right, John. So imagine yourself when you're 16 years old, 20 years old, and you've been getting tested for 10 years. Like, you're going to have an advantage over all the kids. Like, nobody gets tested. It's supposed to be hard. Like, when daddy goes to jiu-jitsu, I get beat up. Like, I don't want to go against the guys that I know that I can beat up. But you know what I do? I go against the guys that I know are going to be the hammer. I'm going to be the nail. So then, the third thing is,
Like, how big are those guys, huh?
They're like Fernando size. That's the crazy part. Is that I would easily get humbled by, no, shit is harder. Like, you know?
Let's say they have like,
yeah, it's not even about size. It's technique, more about leverage. Yeah, technique. And so the third one, the third reason why I don't think it would be a good idea for you to say right now is because when you get older, and one day that daddy's not going to be there to protect you because you're going to be out of a home, you're going to be in school, you're going to be with your friends, it would make daddy way more comfortable to know that you can defend yourself.
True.
And part of me wishes that I would have been like this, but then I thought to myself, like, no, like, we're recording it. Because I almost wanted to just have that as a soundbite to go back and play for her one day, but I was like, no. God spoke to me and was like, just, bro, be in the moment. Please. And she was just sitting there because she'll jump from the back seat to the front seat when older sister jumps out. And I kid you not, she was just sitting there like this. Like, she was soaking it up.
So cool.
And then we got to school and I was like, hey, you good? Hey. And she didn't want to these favorite kids, nothing. So those moments are so like precious, man.
That's why I'm trying about this right now.
What?
Nice. Now we're talking earlier over here. Every time I think, you know what? I think you're so lucky that you're in the rooms at 13 years old.
So awesome.
He's in the rooms. So hopefully he soaks it in. I hope that he soaks it in. That one basically like, you know what? Yeah. And I was telling him, you know, did you notice what he's successful, what have you called it? So I was trying to ask him questions, but it was a bit too much, I get. But it's funny that we talk about this because I always tell him, you know, when I was like in middle school, me and my brother would collect cans to buy shirts. So that I told my son, you know what? If you want a reputation to music, you want a reputation stuff. If I was you, I would collect cans. I did, you know. And we had a good upbringing with my dad. But me and my brother wanted something. We go get some cans. Y cada semana, people would give us our cans because they knew that would come every weekend. And that's how we got our money. So I tell my son, you know what? You're lucky, but it's funny you guys talk about this because it's very similar how you try to parent him. So when you say, Chris, hopefully that when he sees me on the phone or on the computer or working hard, hopefully he sees that, you know what? He's doing that for us. And hopefully I don't speak it, but I see it, show him my matches. From who you are. Because my dad did. My dad, when he would, it's funny because my dad, he got laid off from his job, every single day, he would take his boots, his vest, and go look for a job every single day. Yeah, there's a provide. And look at you now.
Yeah.
That's how he did.
Check this out. And I told him this last time because you see how a lot of people in our company do really, really well. They're freaking amazing. But I told you that not too long ago, I looked at like historically who is the top loan officer in our company. And you know who that is? That. And he's very, very humble. Yeah. He doesn't boast his chest. He doesn't pound his chest. He's very, very humble, but he goes out and he does what he needs to do. So
Victor is
Beast.
He's a silent assassin.
Yeah, he's the like somebody will sneak up on you and like you didn't even know
Jeez.
about to break it down.
Yeah, but you didn't even talk to them, man. You were like, yes.
You know, it's beautiful to see from the corner. That's something that, you know what? It's something where you.
I like that.
What they're saying is like for me, it's like, you know what? You have so much to give, but sometimes, you know, I think it comes from this mindset I had before when I was working corporate. I was a yes man, right? And I think I noticed that recently. Like I was a yes person. Like, hey, Victor, we need this. Okay, I'll get it done. You know, so I think now it's becoming a fact that you just want to go out there and provide value, but
Yeah.
you got to get out of this mindset of being just like go do this, go do this. So I think that one thing seeing Alex and Fernando is beautiful. It's like I felt like, man, how much have they seen grown because I've been with them in the beginning. So it inspires me, believe it or not, but like, you know what, okay, you gotta start reading, get back into development, get back into that mindset of being a student because you see it with them, and it's beautiful to see it. So
¿Qué fue algo que te gustó? And thank you for making the trip, bro. I know the family. Thank you, Ruby. Thank you, amigo, for coming.
It's like a non-negotiable.
Para los que no pudieron venir por X motivo, what would you say was like the 1, 2, 3 biggest takeaways?
It's kind of hard to explain, like I talked about Zoom, but just being in the room, it's kind of a, the meeting with people, the camaraderie, the information, just the whole like, una idea could just change your whole perspective of things.
Wow.
That was the objective.
I was telling Ruby, what would your takeaways? Like, did you have a prayer match shift? Be a little bit, but we're thinking about it, But I think the fact that I took from Chris is how did you were saying something that was really interesting. You said, how do you move when you were 19 years old? You were so, how does these people that are so successful, how do they move? And you said something about that you were so proactive and looking for an opportunity, right? You told the main guy, hey, I want to do this for you. And I think that was like something for me. It's like, people that are very successful, they don't just wait for handouts. They go get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're going to go get it. They're going to figure out a way to make it happen. That was my takeaway for me.
That's so good, man. Thank you.
How you spoke when you're younger and how it carries out to right now in your business.
Wow.
Yeah. And it goes back to
advice, so like, I would love for us leaders here in the room, with your wisdom, knowledge. I was telling my teammates, I was like, man, we're barely learning how to play ball with each other. Meaning like
I heard you. That was cool.
we're 5 years in, but truth be told that it was like everybody was doing their own thing.
Yeah.
There was never any envy or jealousy, but it was just everybody was, because we're entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs within the company, right? And I told them, man, what comes to mind is like, casi every group, whether it's artists or like group in like businesses or sports, se separan because of ego, or everybody wants to be Jordan, but not everybody can be Jordan. And like the bookies, like talk about bookies, like se separaron because one person was getting all the fame and
Marco Antonio.
So I think about like,
Y eran hermanos.
ahorita estamos bien en sync.
Hermanos de sangre.
Con su hermano.
Estamos bien en sync ahorita. Pero pues time goes on. No se sabe lo que, probably bookies year one didn't think that like it would get to a point where like there would be envy, right?
I kind of saw Alex looking at you weird, bro. Yeah.
What would be some advice? Because what I feel is that what plays an advantage in this company is that we are very invested in the Word of God, and I feel that is going to allow us, especially men, because I feel like we all have great talents with natural egos, but it's going to allow us to like if those moments come into our company, that we'll be wise enough to be like, hey guys, come on, ain't nobody, put that ego away. Like everybody has a role, everybody plays a position. There is some people, somebody's gonna be Jordan, somebody's gonna be Pippen, like everybody's gonna play their role. Not everybody's gonna be Jordan. But what would be your advice? One, for us to continue to have this camaraderie, and then two, how can we continue to honor, uplift, protect, pour on, support someone like Andy that's a leader like yourself as well too, because we all know that like, just like, not comparing to Christ, but just like Christ came and got his 4 disciples, and his 4 disciples were dedicated to spreading the word of God. I truly feel that like we were chosen, and he chose us for a reason, because he saw something in us that like, these are the people that can help me cast and make the vision and dream that I have a reality. And how can we continue to be that support? Because I know for a fact that the more that he gets blessed, the more that like we will get blessed.
I would say so. Those are 2 questions. The first part about maybe divisive thoughts, or kind of like the way Alex was looking at you, that sort of thing. I'm messing around. He was not. I was just joking around, pulling his leg because I love him. But I love that actually. Competition creates growth, right? And so that's very smart to include it in your companies. But I would say I gave Andy asked me, hey, give me some feedback, and then give me some good pointers, what you like, what you didn't like, blah, blah, blah. And I said, bro, I loved everything. What I really liked, and I told him to tell you guys is it goes just one word, one thing, Chris. I said, one thing, atmosphere, culture. The culture is phenomenal. It's like some of the best I've seen. It reminds me of my company, with my people. And beautiful culture. You walk into our office, like, just feels good in here. What is it? You know, it's like, what is it? So the thing is, core values. You have amazing core values. What's the last core value?
We chose lives. We changed lives.
We change lives. So under that core value, kindness is part of it. You change lives if you are non-relational and are someone to be unkind. Do you change lives by being cynical or being a jerk or being a sore loser or being... No, that's not how we change lives. So making sure that the core values are always in the forefront of our company. We teach our core values every Wednesday and to our leaders, and then they go teach them to their people every week. And we run the field, we run the office the same way. And you can go online, look at our reviews, and they look fake. As a matter of fact, a customer just told me, hey, how are you guys? And because we wear this badge. You see it with the badge in the office? Mm-hmm. So if you turn it around, it's for us to get a review. Because review helps your SEO, right? So anyway, and it's good to have reviews, right? But this client goes, Chris, just wanted to tell you something. He goes, we hired you guys. We had a phenomenal experience. But when I hired you, I thought you had bought all those reviews. But now I know that, man, like, I didn't think a company like yours existed. A developing company that is kind and generous, and you guys went above and beyond. I'm like, oh, that's written in our wall. What you just said is written in our wall. Curious that you say it. That's our goal. That's how we train our guys. And our 4 core values: crazy kindness, aggressive follow-up, under 60 seconds. Just so you know, I didn't tell you before, John, I forget his last name, but I forget stuff. But Mr. John's company, he works for BioZero, big biotech company. He's the leader there. He goes, and I'm like, I didn't tell you, but we have this core value inside under the second core value that we got to get back to our customers under 60 seconds. Did you experience that? Oh, that's what you teach them? Like, yeah, it was like instant. I'm like, yeah. So, because we train them like that. Yeah. So, and he gave us a review. Oh, the reviews look fake, but they're actually real. So that looks fake in itself, somebody saying that, but that's who we are. So core values, bro, to protect that and have good sportsmanship. You guys have a great sports mind leader. We're all sports-minded people, So sports help you a lot. Just remember sports, there's some jerks in sports too, sore losers, sour losers, but I have good experiences. I wrestled through high school and I had great experiences, when I lost for the very first time and went to a CIF championship, and I wasn't very technical because I started wrestling late, but I was very strong, stronger than most people my age at that time. And probably every man I wrestled cried or I broke something. I was just very strong. I wasn't trying to hurt them, but I was just very strong. And they were trying to hurt me, so I got them, But I go to CIF, and crying being like a man in a wrestling match, they go like, or something like that, It's like that kind of crying. So this dude grabs me, rappels me, and makes me hurt. The first time ever that somebody inflicted pain in me in a mat. Like, where I was like, he burned my face and was like, And I got up, I was able to break loose, and I looked at his eyes, I'm like, whoa, you're like me. So then I rappelled him, and I got him, did a bandit split, he got out. Then I got on his back, and I got on mat burn as well. I made him cry, and he got up, and it was an exciting match. And he got dirty. So I was a little immature. So they stopped the fight. So he did a full Nelson on me, which is illegal in Olympic wrestling. And full Nelson, they grab you like this in the back, they can break your neck, it's illegal. And the referee went like this, so I thought he meant stop. So I stopped, and I'm getting up, and he just pins me, and he wins. And I'm like, hey, he goes, who told you to stop? And we're going already for we're fighting for number 4, then we go to 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna go to Masters. And I'm like, heck no, I didn't fear the Lord back then. I didn't fear the Lord. So I went on my knees, and I popped his ankle. So there you go, homie. So I got disqualified, and he didn't get to fight for third division. So anyway, so I'm a little intense. I'm a little intense, but I always been a little intense with what I do. But that's the only time where I was kind of like not a good loser, I think. But every other time, if I lost matches, good, it was good. Shake their hand, look at their eyes. Man, you're good. To beat me, you're good. Because I train good. I train 6 days, 7 days a week, 3 or 4 hours. I mean, if you see me without a shirt back then, it looked nasty. Because all my muscles. I was serious about it. I wanted to get to the Olympics. That was my dream. And anyway, so the same mindset that we had in sports, bring it to the company. I think you guys already brought it.
So good.
Yeah. I wouldn't be worried.
Part 2. You had a part 2 question.
Yeah. Like how can we at church they thought of like pray for your pastor, pray for your leaders, like uplift them. Aside, I always pray, behind closed doors, especially for Andy, because I know that I can only imagine the load that he carries.
Yeah.
That we don't get to see.
Yeah.
The demons that he has to fight behind closed doors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I know because we all have them. Yeah. But I can only imagine with this level of responsibility, like I know you, like I've never seen it. I've never seen him stressed. I've never seen him worried. Pero, unless you're like Superman, brother, but like I know that behind closed doors, there's things that he's human. So how can we as leaders play our role so that he can play his role to the best of his ability?
Before you answer, have you ever seen me así medio tripping? Doing it? I think there was a time where you told me.
I've sensed it. Not you're always good at
not saying it,
keeping it contained. But I've been around you long enough to be able to read the energy a little bit.
That day was not me feeling amazing. You could pick it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember the conversation, but go ahead and answer the question before I take it somewhere else.
Hey, I've seen you once like that.
Did you? I mean?
But I was just like you said, you're very classy about it.
Okay.
Like you didn't say anything. I'm like, bro, what's wrong? Nothing. I'm like, bro. I'm like, bro, what's wrong? He's like, I know you enough, Andy. ¿Qué pasó, bro? Nothing. And I started observing, and it was a day that we had the conference in Modesto, and that, what's the name of the boxer guy that we interviewed?
Oh, yeah.
He started being a little flirtatious with Shashir.
Dije, ¿cómo le hago para madrear a este vato? Pero me va a madrear.
Está bien enojado. Le digo, bro, no. Oh,
I'm like,
No, I think I would beat it. I mean, yeah. We'll leave it at another.
Oh my God, well, dude. So I've thought about I love the Bible, man, because it has it's all the manual for human beings, and so the Bible talks about the mighty men of David, the mighty men of David, and one of the mighty men of David was Benaiah. You guys heard of Benaiah?
No.
Oh, Benaiah. Hold on, and he's not it. This is not the conversation, but look at Benaiah. So Benaiah is a man who the Bible records that in a cold and snowy day jumped into a dry pit to slaughter a lion and eat him.
Where can we find it in the Bible?
Benaiah, it's I gotta Google it. I don't know the exact verse, but it's in the book of Kings. So Benaiah is an amazing man. Okay, one of the amazing men. I beg your pardon. Benaiah was one of the soldiers of David. He was not one of the amazing men. Okay? So David goes to war, and the Philistines take over Bethlehem. And in Bethlehem is his city. His dad, his mom, his children, wife is there. And he is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, about 60 miles, geographical miles, is recorded history, and outside the Bible, of Bethlehem. And he gets a messenger in a horse saying, hey, Bethlehem was taken over by the Philistines. They're burning the city, taking over people as slaves. And his soldiers just got done winning a battle against another king. They're tired, they're bleeding, they're recovering. So he's in this fire pit. I'm not answering your question, how to honor this man. So that's how I honor my leaders. And they're in this fire pit. So imagine, it's a perfect circle right here. We're in a fire pit, and David goes, the Bible says that he uttered, only if I could have a drink from the well at the entrance of Bethlehem. I'm thirsty. And he went to sleep. 3 of his generals heard that. And when he went to sleep, they just looked at each other. Listen, they grabbed their horses, their sword. They went to Bethlehem. They slaughtered like 1,500 men overnight. 3 men, like 1,500 men overnight. They got the water and they brought it to David. In the morning, David wakes up. He sees it's like his skin of water, full of water. He goes, what is this? How did you guys get the water from? From Bethlehem, master. And he sees that one of his soldiers was asleep, one of the 3 that went. And that's a man that the Bible records that he slaughtered so many Philistines that his hand cleaved to his sword by blood. Wow. So se levantó, and the sword was still in his hand, cleaved by blood. So then the point I'm trying to make here is, for me, the way I serve my leaders is even an utter of what they say. And sometimes my leaders don't have to tell me what to do. So I was talking to Pastor Mike Yeager, and he said, I told him, hey, I noticed this dishonor. And I took over the class, and for the next month, I'm going to be in charge, and I'm doing this and that. He goes, you just took over? I appointed leaders there. I said, yeah, but God gave me grace with them, and I want them as friends. And they said, hey, would you like to lead our class one day? I said, I'd like to lead a whole month. Because I knew they were dishonorable. I want to teach them some honor. So I wanted you to know, I'm turning it around. I finished 1 week. That was last week. I got 3 more weeks to go, and I already see fruit in the first week. Spoke about honor and how to lead with honor. And he said, Chris, who told you to do that? Nobody. I'm one of your soldiers. I serve under you. That's something you would do if you were there, I would imagine. He goes, you're such a great armor bearer, Chris. You're my armor bearer. Even when I don't ask you to do something, you're already doing it, man. You're freaking incredible. So for me, an utter, even what is not said of my leaders, is what I do. So if I am working for Andy, I know he's trying to blow this company and change as many people's lives as possible. I want to be sleeping, trying to recruit and find and interview the right people that meet the CII that we talked about, right? Competence, initiative, and integrity. So that's the highest level of honor of servership that I found in the Bible, is interpreting even what is not said or an utter as a direct order. And that's...
No, bro, yeah. That is incredible. So see, bro, es que, so look, there's a lot of business advice, a lot of business gurus, and we have access to amazing businessmen. But in this next season, the people who we feel most aligned with, most attracted to, most called to learn from, are those who are using biblical principles as a foundation to the advice that we get. So that's why,
we like them.
That's why we love, respect, and admire you so much.
I can't speak of nothing. I mean, I can't speak of my own, because I speak a lot about a lot of what I teach is on my own too, like real estate. And actually, I read a lot from the Bible on real estate, but so I take that back. But I just like, it's what I have in my heart. The Bible says that you speak out of the abundance of your heart. And I read my Bible every day. I try. Every Saturday and Sundays I'm a little off sometimes, but I try. I disciple a lot of men. I hear a lot of things. But you know what? Bringing it back to money. I love talking about money. It's super quick. So bringing it back to money, I get to disciple a lot of people, mentor them, disciple them, whatever. And what I've noticed is the more attached people are to money, the less wealthy they become. And the least attached, or the more desensitized the people are from money, the more God can entrust him with. Because if not, then God will be hurting people. People just be big old egos and treating people wrong. And so I've learned that as I get to talk to people, I think I'm very, very wealthy, and I get to coach them, and I'm like, huh? You can't pay your $35,000 mortgage this month? So why do you own that home? Well, not for you have a home. Yeah, but I don't own anything in it, bro. Like, I can afford it. Why do you have that home? That's wrong. And You see people in all levels just trying to impersonate a life that they can't live. You know, and that's unfortunate. You know, but so I would say a recipe for success, aside from the have, do, be, have, and do. I'm sorry, be, do, have. You know, I would say is desensitize yourself as much as you can for money. Be a good steward. You know, because I had a season in my life where it's like I didn't care so much, and God had to like call my attention. Like, hey, you're being like a customer paid me one time, and this is years ago, and God actually called me on being I'm not a good steward because I forgot that he paid me like 40 grand cash. They had saved under the colchón or whatever. We did a little remodel of a house or something. This is years ago. I would take cash. Sí, señora, como no, come pick it up. Have dinner with them and give me a little trash bag. And okay. So I put it in my truck. And then like I go to TJ and my truck like 4 or 5 months later and the cop stopped me for some reason. They did a search in my car. He goes, hey, where's all this money in your car? He said you don't have more than like a couple $100. I said, I don't have the money in my truck. And they show me the bag. What's up with this? And I'm like, oh crap. I'm like, shoot. It's 40 grand. And I'm like, oh, sí, es mío. ¿Cuánto es? 40,000. Se te olvidó que tenías $40,000. And they started cursing. Ha, ha, ha. ¿Para quién trabajas? Who do you work for? And I'm like, oh, man. I said, no, mire, no trabajo para nadie. Soy cristiano. Y les dije lo que pasó. I forgot. ¿Tanta lana tienes? No, es así. Es así. So God taught me, okay, you're being a bad steward. I desensitized so much for money that I treated it like my feet. And no, that's not being a good steward. So it's like a balance, or did I say a balance? Yeah, so it's a good norm to have, you know? It's, I try not to use the word balance. I don't like it. But yeah.
Okay. Despídense. Any last, maybe one more question? Because I have to get them home at a certain time.
Balance.
Why not balance? You know, balance, because balance is, it puts limits, ceilings. It's a chain master. Balance is the enemy of a high performer. So if we have rhythms, in my household we have rhythms, not balance. So a rhythm is something that, for example, my wife and I, you know, we're both taking care of each other, or we're one, right? So if I am in the hustle and I'm just like, I love doing business, I have a passion for it, and I love teaching. So for example, I was out of rhythm. Midnight, and I'm with one of the presidents of a local Toyota dealership, and I'm praying for him. Midnight, he calls his wife to come to the dealership, and I'm ministering both of them. They're in tears. He's touched by the Holy Spirit. Falls to the floor. He's like, oh my God, he's a leader of leaders. He has hundreds of people under him, and I'm like, oh, this is good. We win him. We win his whole crew for the kingdom. And my wife, I was like 4 hours in a row. My wife's texting me, hey, I'm about to put the kids to sleep. Hey, Chris, you haven't been here all week. You just been sleeping here. Hey, Chris, kids are asleep now. Chris, I'm going to sleep. I'm upset. We need to talk. This needs to stop. I don't like this. So I was out of rhythm, you know? So I come back home. I say, Ma, you know, I woke her up. He goes, Chris, it's been like a year like this. How about paying attention to me and your children? Like, yeah, we love God, but this is not the order that you preach. Like, we need you. Like, we need you present. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, babe. Like, you know, I've been trying to just let you but it's just like a year. Like, you keep on telling me all the stories. Well, we're changing lives. Yes, but you're going to lose the lives that you love. He goes, you guys start paying attention to me and the kids. So she was early in my time of being a new Christian. I want everybody to convert to the kingdom, you know? I see a person in the bar, hey, you know, you should be drinking that much. I saw you. You know, I sit down, I get him to like me, and all of a sudden I give the life to God, invite him to church, and that was me all day, you know? Meetings everywhere. So she put me back into my rhythm, you know, like I said, okay, babe. So it's not a balance, because I still do it, you know, a lot. But I got my limits now. You know, I got my rhythm. And if I go out of rhythm, my wife can go out of rhythm. Hers is different. And, you know, I know what it is. And I call her out on it. Hey, you're a little out of rhythm, girl. You know, I told her last night, you think you should go into the room and talk to Brianna? I heard nothing. Just I smelled the atmosphere when I got home. And she goes, I think I should. I think I need to go apologize. I said, okay, cool. So it's not a balance. It's more like a rhythm. Like we keep each other under a good rhythm.
Yeah, so thank you, Chris, for that.
Wow. Thank you for your time. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. And double, oh, thanks.